Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are here for another video. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. And we're going to be talking Married to Medicine, honey. And what we are going to get into is we're going to get into how these ladies got sweet tea on this show. We know that Dr. Jackie and the dentist, Dr. Heavenly, recruited her to come on this show, got her on this show. They turned against Quad, got Quad off the show. Now, all of a sudden, each and every one of these helpers done turned against her. For what reason? Now, we're talking ladies that are doctors that's supposed to be professional, and yet all we getting is high school behavior. Now, what I want to get into is how exactly did bringing them on the show, how did them bringing sweet tea on the show benefit them financially? Because it seems like some information has come out and we're getting some understanding as to why they actually do what it is they do. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Go ahead and share the video. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, this will be a great time to subscribe. And hitting the like button furthers the video in the YouTube algorithm. So go ahead, please, and hit that like button.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Now, we've been talking about Married to Medicine all season, and frankly, it's been bullshit. I feel like we've been getting manufactured fake storylines. I feel like Sweet Tea has seemingly been dragged for stuff that just don't make sense. Now, as we saw in that last episode, we see Dr. G. You guys will see Dr. G getting into it with Quad's new man, which still is a bunch of manufactured garbage. Because I shouldn't say who, but why would Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Simone put them by one another? Why? Well, I'll tell you why. To keep up mess and to make something jump off. Quad knew exactly what she was doing. She played her part because what she did was exactly what they told her, and this is what they talked about. Keep in mind, y'all know Quad was just, they kicked her off last year. So this is, apparently from what Sweet Tea is saying in her interview, this is pretty much what they do. And I don't know, how familiar you guys are with this show, but this is one of the shows where they have stated that they sit down and decide what they're going to do. So it looks like Sweet Tea was used, for a couple of seasons, and practically, or it seemed like just maybe they don't need her anymore. Well, let's get into this interview that Sweet Tea did with Sheen magazine.
I'm just going to go straight into Dr. Heavenly.
Okay.
I watched Dr. Heavenly and I'm like, wow, I don't think I could ever cope with having someone like that in my life. Someone who just says whatever they want when they want. They
Right.
will talk your entire existence.
It's a lot.
I don't know how you guys cope. I mean, this lady has insulted you, has insulted your husband, your marriage, your entire being. She even called Dr. Contessa's mom, who passed away in 2010, a stupid B word. And I'm just, how do you cope with a personality like that in your life? Having to work with them, because these are things that people in real life would cut you off for forever.
Exactly. No, yes, Rachel, what you're saying is very true, because, normally you would cut that person off. And, I think that the ladies are there for a reason, regardless of, the friend group, and so they're there for a reason. But I try to navigate it the best that I can. And, I try not to let the ladies gaslight me, because they're like, it's not a big deal. Just, sweep it under the rug. It's going to, it's just, that's Heavenly. Heavenly's going to do good things. And I think that Heavenly has gotten away with a lot of stuff. And, I think that the cast has adjusted their thought processes just to meet her where she's at, just to accommodate her. And so, like, for me, I think that I'm learning because of my baby journey, and she's shamed my fertility and my reproductive health. And so I'm just like, people are just going to be them, and I just have to just be myself, and I'm trying to ignore all the mess. So at this point, like, I'm not really looking for an apology, because like Jackie says, like, whenever you argue with the fool, it makes two fools. And so, that type of drama is beneath me, and I'm better than that. I know where I come from. I know, I have all the love in the world from my family, my husband, and I have a lot to look forward to. And I think that, she's acting out because, she sees a star.
Oh, absolutely. And talking about your fertility journey, you are so brave. You talked about your endometriosis. It was endometriosis, right?
Yes.
You talked about it last season and this season, and usually it's a lot harder to conceive. And I thought it was so beautiful that you brought that to the forefront and that you're sharing that. So for someone to insult that is just so low. And so my question to you is, um, do you think she will ever be stopped? Because it seems with every season she pushes the envelope further and further and further. And I feel like both the cast members and the audiences have sort of enabled her because maybe they think she's funny,
Right.
without thinking, imagine if she say that to you. Do you think there's ever going to be a point where this lady is going to be like, listen, I'm just going to become decent now and stop insulting people like this?
I think that it's going to have to take some work, maybe some more intervention. Instead of her sitting in her closet, a prayer closet maybe might work. But, I think that it's just going to take a lot more from the group to hold her accountable. I mean, last year they spoke a lot about holding, Gregory's ex-wife accountable. And so it's like, we can't, and I have to defend her in this instance, because it's like, you guys aren't holding Heavenly accountable for the things that she does. And so we can't keep accommodating this toxic type of behavior. And so, because it's not always funny. And I think that, we need something new. We need something to work with. And maybe if we reward her for the bad behavior, we would see something else, because she's kind of being, redundant, repetitive, and kind of a one-trick pony. And so I just think that people are yearning for authenticity and not this made-up drama. And so I hope that we get something new. I think only thing that I can worry about is myself, and just give my best self.
I love it. Listen, and I remember, Doctor, this is the last question on Heavenly. Dr. Jackie said in one of the episodes, that when you forgive someone, you're doing it for yourself and not them. Do you forgive her for all the horrible ish that she said about you and everything that you care about?
I think that, like, forgiveness is for, I think I agree with the forgiveness is for you. I think that you can forgive, but you will never allow that person in within your space and hold them to that pedestal anymore. She can no longer get back in my life in the way I allowed her the first time. And so, you just got to leave people where they at. And, if she doesn't want to change, she doesn't want to change.
Now, I have to agree, with Sweet Tea in terms of the fakeness, the fake storylines, and just doing whatever is pretty much what she said, because, Dr. Heavenly and the way that she's acting, it's just not real. She's giving performance. She's giving performance for a check. They recruited Sweet Tea to boost the ratings, and pretty much now they're trying to, I guess, get rid of her. Well, here's the deal. In terms of this situation with Dr. G, this was all a setup, because one thing we know for sure is Quad didn't have to sit next to them. And out of all the places that she could have sat, why did messy Dr. Simone, Miss Bucky Beaver, Simone, and Dr. Heavenly, why would they put those couples together like that? Because that was a setup. Sweet Tea was pretty much brought on this show for that season, and maybe this season. Who knows if she's going to be asked to come back? Because it seems like what these ladies are doing is they come up with their storyline or what they're going to do for that particular season. And this is most of the reason why Heavenly acts the way that she does, because she's giving performance as well. They're now making up their storyline. I really wish that they would bring Mariah back. It seems, when Mariah was on the show, it was more authentic. It seemed to just be more authentic. It seems like right now what they're doing to prevent from talking about their real lives, and when I say talk about their real lives, I'm talking about a Dr. Heavenly, a Dr. Jackie. They don't want to talk about their lives no more. So how do you prevent that? You prevent that by actually determining what you guys are going to do this season. And again, Sweet Tea is who they brought on to basically throw her under the bus. And it just seems like these ladies has pretty much turned their back on Sweet Tea, and they're just not being authentic. They're just not, because you brought her on this show and you allowed the dentist to drag her over and over again. And I don't want to hear shit from Dr. Simone, not the lady that was mad at Heavenly for it seems like half the damn show, until she finally came around. But then she wants to force Sweet Tea to just forgive Dr. Heavenly. These ladies is too damn old to be acting like this, because they're over 50. You would think. Now, there should not be some things that you'll do for money. You would think that by these women being some doctors, that they wouldn't act like this. And I'm just confused as to why we have a show, Married to Medicine, and they act like some ghetto ass hood rat. And don't forget to like, share, and make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel.